Buenas tardes, chavos. A continuación vamos a ver un video que habla sobre un tema gramatical que se encuentra en el nivel 2 de la materia de inglés, la materia de inglés intermedio. Y este video habla sobre el tiempo pasado simple. Vamos a ver cómo expresar acciones en pasado y cómo funcionan los verbos en tiempo pasado simple. Pero vamos a verlo en inglés, así es que cambiemos a inglés. Okay, so let's go ahead into this video. First, when we refer to past actions, we have to understand that we have two different types of past actions. We have finished past actions and we have not finished past actions. Finished past actions refer to all situations or all experiences that happened in the past and will never happen again. Not finished past actions refer to all situations or all experiences that started in the past, and it's probable that they happen one more time. Now, maybe you don't understand very well this information, so let's check some examples. Okay, example number 1 says, Mr. Douglas represented me last year. Well, we have example number 2. Example number 2 says, Mr. Douglas has represented me many times in my life. Now we have to check the forms of the verb represent. Example number 1, the form is represented. Example number 2, the form is has represented. Now this is very similar in Spanish. Vamos a cambiar un poco a español para ver cómo se usa exactamente igual. Este es un verbo en español, este es un ejemplo en español, perdón. El ejemplo dice, ayer compré verduras y preparé una ensalada. Las palabras compré y preparé son verbos que están siendo usados en tiempo pasado simple. Y la expresión ayer se refiere a un día que ya no va a volver a suceder. El día de ayer ya no se va a volver a repetir. Por lo tanto, esto es una finished past experience. Vamos a checar un segundo ejemplo. El ejemplo número 2 dice, Pedro ha comprado muchas verduras esta semana. Estamos usando el verbo comprar, pero en una forma diferente. Decimos ha comprado. Y la expresión de tiempo esta semana se refiere a un periodo de tiempo que aún no termina. Por lo tanto, la acción puede volver a suceder. Esta semana se va a terminar el próximo domingo y hoy es jueves. Por lo tanto, es probable que Pedro vuelva a comprar más verduras. Y esto es un ejemplo de una not finished past experience. Now let's check some other examples in English. Example number 1 is, I made a lot of homework last night. And we have example number 2. Example number 2 is, I have made a lot of homework this year. And we are using the word make in both examples. Now, the grammatical form made corresponds to a finished past situation, and the grammatical form have made corresponds to an unfinished past situation. And it's important that we pay attention to the expressions, to the time expressions. The expression last night indicates that the action will never happen again, and the expression this year indicates that this situation can happen one more time. But today we're going to focus only on finished past experiences. So this is going to be much easier for you. Okay, let's check this example. This example says, last week many people, and we have to choose one form, bought or buy new clothes. If you think the correct form is bought, you're right. The correct form of this example is, last week many people bought new clothes. Let's take one more example. Example number 2 is, Mr. Jackson, and we have option 1, become, option 2, became an attorney in 2002. If you think the right option is became, you're right. The correct form of this example is, Mr. Jackson became an attorney in 2002. Let's check one more. Example number 3 is my friends come from Houston last Monday. If you think the correct form is came, you're right. Correct form is my friends came from Houston last Monday. Now let's check the negative form. We have one example. Example number 1 is we not finished exam on time last Saturday. The expression not indicates negative form, but this is not correct. And there's some information that is very important in English that we have to understand. Auxiliaries. Auxiliaries in English are responsible to indicate the tense and the form that we use to speak. So we have to use auxiliary did in the negative form. So the correct form of this example is we didn't finish the exam on time last Saturday. And we are using auxiliary did to indicate simple past. So the verb finish will keep its normal form. Let's practice a little more. Guys at school, and we have to use the verb attend in negative form, the class last Friday. If you think the right answer is not attended, you are not correct. The correct form is guys at school didn't attend the class last Friday. This is the correct form. Now, what about making questions? We can also make questions in simple past. Let's check some examples. Example number 1 is Michael worked last Wednesday. But this is not a question, this is affirmative form. So let's make a question. Michael worked last Wednesday? This is incorrect because we are not using auxiliaries. Auxiliaries are necessary also for questions. So if you think the correct form is did Michael work last Wednesday? You're correct. Correct form of this question is did Michael work last Wednesday? And we are using auxiliary did properly. Let's check one more example. Example number 2 is where Michael worked in 2015. We are using the verb work in simple past, but this question it's incorrect because we are not using the auxiliary. So we need to use the auxiliary. Let's check the correct form. Where did Michael work in 2015? This is the correct form because now we are using the auxiliary. And the verb doesn't need to change to simple past. Now it's your turn to practice. Get ready for the exam.